Hello everybody and welcome to Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we play Excelsior Rising with Helen, Dave, Joseph and Christy. Don't forget you can help or indeed hinder. Check out the options in the chat bar below. Please be kind to me. I've got Jeremy, Kyle and Monkey and Friendship is Magic on the list already. But yes, we are going to be following them with their adventures in our parallel London. If you are not a viewer already or part of our community, please join us by hitting the Discord link in the channel notes. If you are watching this as a VOD, still join us. Say how you came to find us. We've got a wonderful community and we've got a lot of games and conversations and God knows what else going on at the moment, and it's a constant joy to see. You can, of course, also help us by becoming a subscriber, as a bunch of people do already. So thank you everybody for that and supporting us. And we've got to figure out what the hell we're going to do with the money for this, because we never intended to be subscription. Anyway, it's Thursday. We're nearly there, the end of the week, and another weekend full of games and hopefully chilling out, because I am one tired DM. But for now, let's get started with episode 11 of Excelsior Rising. now. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to our players. In answer to your question, Dave, you still have a large amount of damage, so nothing's changed there.
Yeah.
You're hurt, but I'm just seeing what Scumfuse has done on this trigger. Simon can do it because it makes him happy.
I feel like this is giving Simon free reign on a setback.
Yeah, you've got free reign on a setback.
That
Anything that
basically
makes you
looks like that,
happy.
Okay. A wild card. A wild card. Nice. I like this. I'm good with this. So I'll decide that later. But let's recap as to where everybody is. After beating the villain, Beth, Star, and Kate are all just outside a industrial estate in London, where they are considering in the process of blowing up a storage unit, a small workshop.
Yeah, I promised Beth fireworks, so...
Keep the talent happy, yeah?
Yeah.
I need them. I demand them.
Is it so that you can walk away slowly from them as they blow up?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Standards,
That's
darling.
fine.
Standards. So yes, you've already had your action and your triumph. You've already taken out one of the other group, and with only 3 left, Helen / Ilka is currently in combat with another one, because she has since figured out that she's not speaking to Jeremy Kyle, famous but not really deserving TV personality over here in the UK. She suspects, I think I'm right in saying, Helen, that you are speaking to the girl inside. Or someone else, Glamour.
Either her or Mr. Knight himself. One of the two.
Okay. So, yes, you're aware that you are not speaking to who you thought you were. But when we left off, because you had to include the monkey yourself, and then as you were trying to use it, I reminded you that the monkey was a setback.
Oops.
You managed to get Lorraine Kelly attacked by a laboratory monkey, which I love you all for putting those words into my mouth. The things that
Was it a laboratory monkey or a zoo monkey? I thought it was from the zoo.
It was the monkey that they did the DNA tests for. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So either way,
Yeah.
it was used in an experiment, probably in a more humane way. You know, just sampling the DNA rather than any testing or anything. That is where we cut off, because I was like, how the fuck is this going to work? So your last words at the beginning of at the end of the last session was something like, maybe the monkey would like to give you a hug. The monkey got all confused, and even though, because you were flaring crazily, and you're still flaring crazily with crown power, the monkey was all too happy to oblige. But with all the people and all the lights and all the things like that, I didn't even give you a roll. I just was like, it's a setback. Fuck it. It's fun. I got the monkey to attack the wrong target, attacking your host, Lorraine Kelly. Another TV personality, but this one kind of earned it. So, with my epic knowledge of daytime television, forming flash opinions about celebrities. But fuck it, this is my world. So that's where we're going to start. Now, really, when it comes down to it, there's only one person I can get to pilot a monkey, and that would be Joseph. And for those of you who don't know, the reason why we keep going back to a monkey is a recent L5R game that Dave ran, where Joseph and his fucking monkey kept getting in the way of so many things. So, yep.
You're not letting him play the monkey.
No, well, I'm going to get him to roll for the monkey. He's not.
Okay.
He doesn't get to role play for it, but when any rolls go on, I'm going to get Joseph to do them.
Okay. Can Ilka, once she sees, has the monkey actually like hit Lorraine's skin yet?
Where in bullet time is the monkey? That's the key question. The monkey is currently hurtling through the air, and I would say is probably inches away from Lorraine's face.
Okay. Can I try and enthrall the monkey, please?
To enthrall the monkey, you have to speak to it, and it's flying through the air. I'm going to say no. Right now, only lightning reflexes would be able to catch the monkey midair.
Lightning reflexes. Let's see, who's the person with that? Oh, not me. What would that come under? Just out of interest. Agility, I assume.
Yeah, it'd be some sort of agility, wouldn't it? Let's have a look. It'd be an agility score, but there's always a skill. And I would say
Athletics.
athletics I would accept because of catching. The agility equivalent of that would be coordination, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah,
Well,
it'd be agility. It'd be coordination.
Ilka is gonna try and fling herself between Lorraine and the monkey once she can see what's happening. I mean, this is not going to work, so...
Okay, the monkey has racial traits. Hey, I've had a whole week plus to think of a monkey. The difficulty is 2 red, 1 purple, 2 black.
2 red, 1 purple... How many black?
2 black.
2 black. Okay. Let's watch this fail.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. You fall out of your chair, lurching towards Lorraine. Monkey hits Lorraine's face, and I would like you, Joseph, to do me 1 yellow, 2 green versus 2 purple.
3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
Damn your monkey skills.
The two advantages actually kick off a monkey ability. Of course, I wrote monkey abilities.
Oh no.
So the monkey starts pulling at her hair, knocking the microphone that she's got kind of clipped onto her. So there's a huge sound. There's the whole kind of microphone being hit sound, which of course makes it even more kind of disruptive. The sound guys there kind of like as the screaming monkey is screaming into this microphone and kicking it. So this monkey does actually do, because this monkey cannot do lethal damage, this all comes through in strain. So it does 4 points of strain to to Lorraine Kelly as it starts messing up her makeup, pulling at her hair. Some extensions get pulled out. Quite viciously as the monkey does that.
Lorraine has extensions. How dare you?
I don't fucking know. I don't know enough about hair.
He probably does.
Something.
A lot of.
Yeah.
No, they do.
I could have gone worse and said she was wearing a wig, at which point I'm pretty sure I would be assassinated by Lorraine Kelly. But basically messing her up so that she can't just quickly recompose herself. And I'm going to use, because you gave me 2 advantages and I wrote it down, I'm going to use the fact that the monkey excitedly soils itself over her as well.
Ooh.
Can I try and make calming noises towards the monkey?
I think you'd probably need to do more calming noises to your new host. So this goes badly very quickly. Now, I'm going to pull you out of this for a second, Ilka. Your target is not the monkey or the host.
Yep.
This is going to be a challenge that's going to be picked up by whoever the hell is currently wearing the form of Jeremy Kyle. He picks up on it very quickly. You'd flustered him before, yeah, to the point where he was referring to himself in the third person.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of goes, "So this is your proof against me?" And you can see that Lorraine's screaming. She pushes the monkey off her. Monkey goes to dash away. She's just there looking down, and you can see that she's just about to give the order to cut to the cameraman. Yeah. So I just realised I haven't closed the door. I'm just going to do that quickly. Otherwise, you'll be able to hear Corinne laughing a lot.
Ooh.
Now, I feel like we can plot while Simon's not here. We can talk directly to the audience without Simon knowing.
He's gonna know.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, never mind.
It's a thing in all MMO raids that they only get louder. So right. So yeah, you can see that she's about to go and get the guy to cut. I will point out, Helen, right now you are absolutely brimming with command energy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can pretty much tell anyone in the room, well, or at least have a shot to tell anyone in the room to do what you say. Just how you change this situation or how you shape this situation is going to be what matters, not how capable you are. You have control. You could feel it.
As Lorraine goes to cut, Lorraine, please, and I'll indicate for some stage people to sort of come on. Let's. I apologise for the rampant monkey, but let's stay on track here. So, Mr. Kyle, you were talking about yourself in the third person not too long ago.
Before you humiliated this entire process, you can see that this person has managed to recollect themselves.
And yet you know much about humiliation, don't you? Don't you practice this on a daily basis?
When people end up talking about their lives, sometimes they humiliate themselves. Do people consider that good television? Who am I to judge? I'm just the host. But look at the host here, and you can see that as the cameraman is about to go back to Lorraine, she goes, and as if to say, "Do not put me on." She actually runs off stage left, where you can see a member of wardrobe has another dress waiting for her. And as she gets to the point where she goes past the curtain, you can see she's kind of reaching for the back of her dress, and the ASM goes, and Jeremy goes, but anyway, we will leave our host some time. You and I can talk like civilized people, can't you?
I believe so.
I mean, here you are, a sophisticated woman who is clearly educated, and rather than sending us a celebrity, they sent us a business woman. Those things, to me, say everything about what this is. This product is for profit. It's dressed up, as all good products are, to be appealing to the audience, which is really, let's face it, the consumer. But what are they going
very
to be
much
getting?
like your knowledge, your show is what you're saying. It's you obviously have much experience of dressing things up. The reason I was sent was because we don't want to dress things up. I am here, yes. I am. I work for Excelsior, absolutely. But I am here to tell you about it. I am here to tell you the truth about it and how it works. Not not just dress it up. Yes, it would delight me to have Elizabeth here to sell it. You don't know how much I'd like that. But all I'm doing is adding celebrity to it, and you will just say, well, it's just a celebrity opinion, much like your opinion is arguably just a
But these
celebrity
people
opinion.
here are here to speak to the people that they vote for with their own populism. And he turns to the crowd and says, "That's why we have celebrities. Is it not?" The celebrities start to applaud. Sorry, the crowd starts to applaud. You vote for who is a celebrity. Those that you don't represent you don't become celebrities. And there's a huge clamor from the crowd and says, "Yes, you're right. You are right. My show is a product. Absolutely. I get paid in advertising revenue by putting on a good show. And that is a good show. I mean, with my viewing figures alone, I get money. And I'm not afraid to say that. That's how I get paid. How do you get paid?" Big applause. How do you get paid? Because at the moment, you're claiming that this is going to be ad-free, it's going to be free for everybody, and when something like this happens, I'm sorry, call me a skeptic, but I say follow the money. And because I can't see the money, that's where I'm suspicious of you. And there's a big applause from that. You do notice with the hand gestures at certain points when he says certain keywords, you're feeling, I don't know, like itching, maybe, like something's happening when he's doing the gesture.
I mean, you are right. You do things for profit, but you cannot follow the money where there is no money to be followed.
So you're saying that all of this that you're putting together, all of the technology that's required, all of the graphics that's required, all of the
Yes,
sound, and all of the interaction,
absolutely.
also this vetting procedure that you're talking about, where so many people are going to be vetted for what you say is going to be safety and ethics in social media. All of that is coming for free. Now that says to me one of two things: either you're getting the money through something else, maybe selling data, for example, or you're not paying your artists. And there's a huge applause from the crowd.
Ah, Mr. Kyle, you have indeed hit the nail on the head, as they say. You are right. You are absolutely right. How can we afford this? I mean, the fact that Excelsior is a multi-billion-dollar global business who works in so many different areas has taken its profits and rather than spent it on yachts or private islands or tax havens, actually choose to reinvest it to make things better for the people it works with, for the people in the communities, for the people in the world. Yes, yes, maybe we are crazy. Maybe we are. But you see, the whole ethos of Excelsior all this time has been to work for the people in the world, work for people in the local communities. And maybe it's not always been obvious. Maybe you've not always seen that, the ethical standpoint taken by the company against certain businesses, certain products. Why would you? Nobody wants to advertise when they're using, slave trade in their factories, when they are underpaying their workers. Nobody wants to see that. No. But Excelsior sees it and chooses to either not work with the company, or in fact, in many cases, chooses to find a way to work with the company to make things better. And that's not just in this country, that is in the world. So yes, they are a rich company. And yes, they have decided to create a product that gives back. Yes, the technology is fantastic. Yes, the sound is fantastic. Yes, there's an awful lot of people being put to work. Yes, we are employing people. We are paying them excellent wages to do all this work on behalf of the world population. It baffles me. It should baffle all of you because it's not happened before. No business has ever sought to take the line that Excelsior has sought to give back to the community. Do we underpay our artists? Well, maybe you should ask some of artists. I think you'll find they are well recompensed. And as for things that are publicized or published on Avalon, as to whether they get paid for that, well, that's not a decision that is for me to make. That is a decision for the community to make. And that community is the world. So yes, celebrity may be important. Yes, you may choose your celebrities. But you cannot choose celebrities unless you know something about them. And what Avalon offers is a way to make every person a potential celebrity, not because of their face, because whether some male executive decides that they look right for the part. They get to be a celebrity on the basis of their skills and talents and personality. And I'm sorry, if that's not the person you want to follow, that's entirely up to you. But we're giving you more options, and we're giving the world more options.
Okay. I'm going to skip across town.
Thank you.
Because, well role played though. I'm not even going to give a roll for that. So there was some words that you said. You said that you wished that Beth was here to explain to you. Yeah? You've not exactly been flaring much. Your powers, I think, are the ones that have manifested the least in the story so far. When you say, I wish that Beth was here to explain it to you, Beth, you are in the middle of walking away from a jury rigging of a bomb, basically. Okay? The bomb diffusion knowledge that you gave to Kate earlier on seems to have been working in reverse as Kate has put together the necessary requirements to blow this place sky high. Star is jumping around, hopping around on one foot, because if I remember, you didn't want to blow this place up. And Kate has just kind of gone, well, you know, if you just take this and this and this and this and this, you can pretty much just set them all off at the same time. You know, this one can be the ignition, and here we go. Right, and now we just need to leave because we have literally 50 seconds. Because this is all being done for fun, I'm not going to get Dave to roll on a bomb-making roll.
Yeah, that's good.
But as you're walking away and you're judging the distance, Beth, that you can safely walk slowly away from an explosion that's behind you, you do get this sudden feeling, and Ilka's voice in the back of your head saying, you know, I wish that Beth was here to explain this to you. And you suddenly know exactly where Ilka is, what she's doing, and the fact that she genuinely would like your help.
Okay. I'm just gonna, you know, as I'm probably opening up my phone to maybe, you know, do some stop motion photography. Who knows? But do I see anything about Jeremy Kyle? And Maybe his Instagram.
On your phone, yes. Yes, you do. So some of the claims that he's made, because this is a live thing. This is live online, but it is a live thing. You have a feeling it's going to be chopped up and put into the Rain Show at some point. But they've decided to go live on this on her website. And you're seeing some of the claims that he's making, that it's soulless and stuff. And you also, because you've got a lot of them followed, or at least, you've connected to them, you can see a lot of people from Excelsior starting to run to the defense of Avalon. He made the criticism that artists weren't being paid, or people weren't being paid enough, or whatever. So there are artists coming forward and saying, no, this is the best gig I've had in ages. They're paying me, proper professional wages. I've had access to all the materials that I've needed and all the support that I've needed. So there are people saying, I'm part of Excelsior. Here, look at my contract. As they give you, they're showing parts of it that says the kind of wage that they have and the fact they still have certain intellectual property rights unless the thing's bought outright. All legit and above board, but yes, you can see that Jeremy Kyle is currently on the offensive with regard to this. And because it is live, you can currently watch what Ilka is doing on your phone.
Okay, before I show Star and Kate, I'm gonna put "We're coming for you, Jeremy Kyle," and then angry face, angry face, angry face.
I feel like by this point...
And then I'm going to put hashtag Knife Fist Gun 3.
Yeah. The fan base for Knife Fist Gun 3, suddenly... What's your character's name in Knife Fist Gun 3? Let's expand this canon.
She's the barista.
Yeah, how about Carmela Mochaccino?
This.
So yeah, the fans are going, basically exploding, going, "Oh, Carmela's on the case!" She, and there's pick a random celebrity. Says, will she use the knife, the fist, or the gun on Jeremy Kyle? And you do get some messages from Excelsior saying, "Are you weighing in on this? How far away are you from the studio?"
On my way. It's just, and it's like, instead of on my way, I put BMW because I'm so bad at it. I'm just
So you say, yeah, BMW. And as you do so, this is the best time for the explosion to go off in the middle of London.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Stars, finally accepted that this explosion's going to happen, ran out and, said, is trying to get Elizabeth's attention, saying, "This will look really good for Knife Fist Gun," and Elizabeth's been glued to the phone.
All right.
And so
I'm just gonna, I'm hoping that they get the Instagram of Jeremy Kyle after I sent BMW in my angry comment. I would turn over to see what the rest, Kate and Star is doing. And if he's got multiple cameras set up, yeah, I'm going to pose and what I need to do.
And sure enough, we have the lovely scene shift of Carmela Mochaccino, aka Elizabeth von Schamberg, standing there, complete power pose, as behind her a part of London is destroyed for a decent shot. But a decent shot it is. At which point the guys who are plotting a Knife Fist Gun 3 goes, "We weren't intending for it to be in London, but I guess we can roll with it."
I'm going to turn to Kate and say, "You could do something with this, I know." What should we do next? I'm thinking Ilka's going to need our help. I'm feeling I'm feeling we need to get another shot, and this time with the hair flip.
You'll have to
Can
blow something else
Starfind-
up for that. You realise that, right?
knowing that
Make it happen.
Knowing that Elizabeth meant Photoshop, I feel like Star thinks though, but really Elizabeth needs a shot.
We all need a shot.
Yep. Does Star know where the closest
I'm
shot
thirsty.
Near a shot?
Yeah, as in alcohol.
I need something to drink.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
you could just reach into a bag and pull out a shot glass
Okay.
and a bottle.
Yep. Just hand over to Elizabeth. Shot glass.
Thank you.
Okay. With your background, I won't get you to do a resistance check. So,
Yeah.
you know that Ilka... It's just Ilka's wish that you were there. It's not
I
her
can feel
calling you there.
Ilka.
Yeah.
So I can feel her, like I could. It's like does it feel like it's a compulsion, or is it just like, she needs me?
You know that she would like some backup. Yeah.
We need to go help Ilka.
Okay. So,
Okay.
where's the closest door?
It's
We've
London.
kind of just blown up.
You can literally throw a stone anywhere around here and you'll hit a door.
Do we want to travel that way, or do we want to call someone? We do have access to car service.
If
'Cause
Ilka
how would
needs us now, let's go now.
I have a teleporting stick. That's my gimmick.
I just wanted to show up in
It's the
style
only
and
thing
not
I
out of
can do.
somebody's
Let me do
broomstick.
it.
Right. All right. And then she, as she says that, because she's realizing she doesn't have time to change, she changes into a power suit like outfit.
Yeah. Yep.
And my hair is like, I'm ready. From Kate's previous instruction, probably like how to, what to wear and how to look for a press junket.
Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah, you're very much hitting the smart business, but with fashion involved as well.
And then I look at Kate, and
I'm all out of sorts. I've just been through a fight, so I've got rips and blood splatters.
Slightly torn clothing, slightly broken nose,
All right, so how do I glamour her? Like, I want to get her back to looking right.
Well, it isn't something that is needed to be done in the flash moment, so you just focus until it happens.
Okay. How do you fix a broken nose with magic?
You just imagine of it looking not like it's broken, and
I'm just gonna start, like, how like you got dirty at church, or like it's time for picture day, how your mom kind of fusses over you.
As long as you don't get the napkin out and do that's fine.
Yeah, well, I'm doing a little bit of that. I'm reaching in my purse and tying
Get off!
trying to wet wipe her off and use magic, practical and actual magic, to try and straighten her up.
Yep. Okay. Ultimately, you throw a glamour over it at the end, so all the physical fussing is just fussing, but very in character. Yeah. And then right at the end, and you just go, That's it.
Sounds like what she would do. Like the alcohol hit, and she's like, yeah.
I'm just thinking from Aladdin, where you kind of measure, and whoop, and then the whole thing happens. So yeah, Kate, you feel like shit, but you don't look like it anymore. So that will be noted with any kind of social checks you have to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how does Star look? Are you hurt?
Amazing as always.
Star, to be fair, looks kind of okay, kind of neat.
Like,
I will say he's still got 6 wounds.
He's got
Yeah, he's not exactly the best of shape, but he's looking all right.
I tell you what, Beth, his scratches look like film scratches. They look very clean.
Okay. So I know that he fell in glass and stuff like that. So if I I can do, patch him up or get him not to look like he's got glass embedded into him. And
No,
No glass in his clothes at all.
okay, you look great. Is this like an illusion, or like, can I?
I don't think so. I don't do illusion. I have a teleporting.
Okay, we'll go. Let's go.
Okay,
And then I just
okay.
kind of hit him on the hand to see if it's like for real, like
Ow, that hurt.
All right, it's you. All right.
Yep.
I think we're ready.
Over to you, Star.
Star wants us to have the most dramatic entrance possible, with Elizabeth leading in, because I'm thinking the very back of the room, the doors swing open and Elizabeth walks in, sort of thing.
Yes, I
Elizabeth
want.
Absolutely cracking. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Elizabeth was complaining that we didn't have a limo, so Star's got to go the extra way.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I like it.
Yep.
So you walk up to just a pair of double doors. There's plenty of them around here, especially going into warehouses and things like that. You just walk up to a pair of those. You imagine the pair of doors that'll be that you'll have the normal swing fire doors that are in these kind of auditoriums. You've been in enough of them that you can just imagine there's got to be one there. I'm just going to focus on the nearest double doors that are in that kind of situation near Ilka, and getting it so that Beth is at the front, and you and Kate are behind. You kind of almost reach around Beth, hit the double doors, and the doors explode. They slam open in a dramatic fashion, and in a blink, as it opens, you blink, and suddenly you're not standing in the street anymore. You are standing in the corridor going into the auditorium. The doors are burst open. Everyone's turned on, and standing there in the double doors is Beth.
I want smoke. And I want like Matador music from like a spaghetti western, like.
Can you glamour all of that? Can you actually glamour all of that?
That's what I want.
Yes, you can do sound and
I'm
light.
gonna do.
So yeah,
Yeah, and
so
just walk in.
Dry ice
and then
billows down the aisle. That's the word, the aisle. And all of the sound guys are kind of like, what the hell? Spaghetti Western music comes out of the speakers because they explain away how the music gets there. And there's somebody who's either going to be fired or have to do a huge amount of explaining. And you stride into.
May I introduce Elizabeth von Schamberg-Furstenberger? I think you know her from the mighty movie that is Knife is Gun 2. Please.
The crowd erupts at this quite clear circus around them as they all turn to Beth's attention. Ilka only, you can see that Jeremy Kyle twists up his face in absolute bitter hatred for Beth as she walks in. Just this... As all eyes turn away from Jeremy Kyle and to Beth and land on Beth. Beth is wearing the suit. She's got the hair. Christy, your entrance has started. What are you doing?
All right, so I'm just gonna go and reach into my hip and like do a finger gun and scan and then point to Jeremy Kyle, and I want to see if I can see through the illusion or not.
You automatically see through the illusion. You can see she's dressed up a bit better than usual. Maybe it's a bit of method acting or something like that. She's wearing what seems to be a trouser suit. And she's just glaring daggers at you right now. And you can see that she's gripping onto the chair, but she's not doing anything to you at the moment. More kind of just... I don't know. I'll give it to you, actually. I'm just going to give it to you. Rolling at this point would interrupt the flow. You have a feeling that she's holding on to the persona of Jeremy Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I said, you witness. And then I said, don't change the channel. There's going to be a lot more coming up. And then I'm just going to walk straight to Jeremy Kyle.
Okay. Give me a charm, actually, for something you just said. Give me a charm.
Charm.
And upgrade it only once.
Let's see, what is my charm? I wonder, am I charming? All right.
You get to set the difficulty on this one.
All right, so it's just a regular charm roll?
Yep. But upgrade it.
Okay.
So change one of your greens to a yellow.
Okay. Charm upgraded and set the difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There we go. You get a point of strain as you effectively you're charming an entire room. So take a point of strain, but there's this huge ripple as everyone's just there watching you. The cameramen have turned around and completely have your attention now. But you can see that the girl inside is just about to say something. You can see she's kind of fishing around for words. Ilka, I should imagine, is quite relieved to see that she's got her back up.
Okay, before I carry on, I had 2 points of strain from the last game, so it should be total of 3, right?
Total of 3, yeah, because you haven't had a rest yet.
Okay.
Yeah, all strain goes on a rest, not necessarily with your...
We haven't rested yet. We just been...
Yep, it's been a long day.
Very, very long day.
All right. So I'm just going to sit down in Jeremy Kyle's seat on the stage and just say... just wait.
Jeremy Kyle is in Jeremy Kyle's seat. You can sit in Lorraine's seat because she's currently changing.
I will just sit. I'm trying to pull an alpha move, so whatever that is.
Yeah,
Are you going to sit on his lap?
It would be sitting in the central seat, I think. Yeah. Literally being the center of attention.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. You just walk up, sit in Lorraine's seat. You can see that a few of the ASMs go, oh, shit, kind of thing. It's like, that's Lorraine's chair. And, yeah, you throw in. Jeremy says, apparently I'm to be outnumbered.
As soon as Kate I'm hoping that Star is recording all of this from my perspective behind me. I'm hoping. But I'm hoping that his cameraman instincts would kick in. But as soon as Kate starts to walk or whatever, I want like the music to change. And it start up kind of like Mortal Kombat, I guess.
It's like, hey Lorraine, fuck your branding, I'm here.
Yes. Basically.
Okay. My God, I'm remembering the Mortal Kombat music now. So yeah, it's really it's starting to get very kind of pit fighty here.
Yes, that's what I want it to feel like.
But yeah, Jeremy Kyle says so 2 against 1. Apparently, I'm to be outnumbered here, and the crowd, and you can see that some of the crowd laugh at this. I
can bring Juno the monkey back. That will even things up. Yeah.
Now, knowing that this is a pageant and it's something that needs to be won by popular opinion, Jeremy goes, "No, I'm going to make the monkey out of you." And then, turns to the crowd and says, I've been outnumbered before. You've seen me be outnumbered before. You've seen me get the better of other people before. We can do this, can't we? And using the "we can do this, can't we," you can see the gesture of the hand as the other muse starts trying to charm the group.
And I'm like, boo! Boo!
This has got to be a charm off. This has to be a charm off. Roll me a charm without any difficulty. You get to upgrade, but then so does she.
At this point, Kate doesn't know that This is the girl inside.
Kate
No idea.
doesn't know.
Okay.
Well, I can't let Kate know. I'm just
You can. You've done it before. You can, if you wanted to, you could just will let the others know.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we have that mind connection. I'm like, it's her. You know,
We've got a mind connection, but I'll just say it out loud. It's her.
it's her. You know, I'm
Sorry,
just
that's
gonna
very
turn
Beth.
to
It's
the
like,
her.
yeah, we got that connection. It's this bitch. Oh! I don't think she's gonna beat that. No. Oh, she beats you, but then something good happens for you. Okay. Oh, I got it. So the crowd, bear in mind they're coming here mostly because of Lorraine Kelly and Jeremy Carl. This is the daytime television crowd. This is not your crowd. Your crowd are the movie crowd. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And so by using the whole identity of Jeremy Kyle plus the magic, the girl inside does manage to wrestle that from you. Now, bear in mind, Helen's previous role-playing, astounding kind of takedown of his attack, means that a lot of people on social media are already primed and buzzed to defend Avalon. Yeah, people who've been excited by it, they don't want the buzzkill, and by also pulling up Excelsior's reputation and throwing it in his face, yeah, I think Helen/Ilka did all the right moves there. So you didn't manage to get the crowd in the audience. What you have managed to do is just set the internet on fire. Mm-hmm. Mostly because, as part of unwitting preparation from apparently session 1, you already have the Knife Fist Gun crowd that you already told me previously in this session that you hashtagged.
Yes.
Right? So the entire internet is ablaze right now with being on your side. So she's got the audience. You've got the internet. So right now, on a global scale,
I'm going to hit Facebook Live for me.
Yep.
It'd be like, just have the camera.
Yep.
Like, what's up, yo?
Star is face palming at the sight of.
Yeah. I'm on national television and on my phone.
Yes.
Also, can Star grab Kate, and he wants to take him and Kate to wherever the director of photography for this set would be?
That would be the director. There would be a director for this.
Give me 1 minute before we do that.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 split victories. The girl inside has the room. You have everybody else. You can see that people are checking their phones now as this is starting to buzz, this is starting to go viral. And that's no small part to the fact that Excelsior can see what's going on and have started weighing in on the buzz themselves. But that does mean, however, that some of their competitors are now weighing in and joining the war. But you've started with a good starting volley in the global flame war that's going to happen as a result of this, to have a strong opening salvo. One thing that is for sure, the world's watching right now in a way that you probably didn't expect. So, I'm going to go around the room.
I'm gonna sit in the power spot, let the applause and all the stuff, and just be on my phone. Maybe popping off a quick TikTok or something, Snapchat, and just I know how Kate works, and I'm just like, wait for Kate, and then I'm just gonna go.
It's like I'll just keep the room in place while Kate does what she needs to do. Yeah, okay.
Right.
I like this kind of teamwork and the fact that Kate normally is the one looking after you, and you're kind of like, Kate will have an answer, I just need to wait for the answer.
Yes. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to quite live up to that. So I want to approach the girl inside, and
That means going on stage.
I'll do that. That's fine.
Sure. So this third member of Excelsior, with this very
Music
lawyer-like appearance, walks on stage. Jeremy Kyle turns to you and says, "I'm sorry. Who are you? Is this guy supposed to be on stage?" And looks at a member of security who starts walking towards you.
Yeah, I'm going to walk up to him. I'm going to put something in his hand and sort of hold his hand, and then lean in and whisper and go, "Your friend quit. Here's a souvenir," and leave the wrench in her hand.
Oh shit!
And then I'm going to go find Star.
And this is top level coercion.
In fact, actually, before I go, I've got to add in a little bit more. I'll go. Don't lose your composure. You don't want anybody here to find out who you really are, right? And then I'll walk off with Star.
Oh shit! Okay,
and I see all this.
And can I do that as like a social role? Like, I don't know
that's fucking coercion.
Yeah.
That's
Let's do
definition coercion. And then we'll get to what Christy's going to throw on top of the pile as well. So yeah, coercion, and the diff would be her cool. So that is 1 red and 1 purple.
Okay, all right. I'll give this a go. So I'm not getting any benefits or anything. There's nothing in chat that's been boosted or flare or anything.
No.
Okay.
If I'm flared, can I not provide some sort of benefit now that my group's here?
You can. Normally, you would have to find a way of empowering them. A good leader empowers the people under them. For what just happened, I don't see how you can get in, but
yeah, I mean, I'm happy to roll it as is, but
yeah,
but
if you want to do a boost at some point, Helen, you can just it's like giving the help action. Give a good way of making them believe in themselves or believe in the action they're about to do or whatever. But yes, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna flip the point.
Also,
I was just about to suggest that.
Why not? We might as well use them, right?
Clever retort?
I think I'm gonna actually say, I think because Kate hasn't told anybody what she's doing, I think it's reasonable what I just said, that it's very difficult.
You literally just jumped on the stage and everybody was surprised.
No, I think that's fair. Right, so anyway, I'm going to roll this. I've upgraded it. Let's go. Nice.
There it is. There we go. You watch Jeremy almost wither a bit in front of you. Not quite sure what you're talking about, because they don't really care about other people. They care more about themselves. So they momentarily bank the first remark and immediately fixate on the second. And you can see that as they shake off this moment of self-hatred, they look down at the wrench and go, and just watch you walk off stage.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, "That's right, sweetheart. Yeah. What you gonna do?"
She looks at you and kind of suddenly looks very cornered. And there was, this is becoming as lively as one of my shows.
It is one of your shows.
And throws the wrench behind her and says, "But we know what to do, don't we?" And starts drawing the crowd in again and says, "Really, this is why we are here." You see, kind of stumbling over the words. This is why we're here. This is the court of public opinion. And that's what the point is about my shows and about why we're here today. We need to be telling these people that this is our domain. Social media belongs to the people. And I don't believe that these people... Who else
does it belong to? It's not like pigeons have fingers and thumbs and can work phones. Of course it belongs to the people. What is wrong with you? What about giving people choices? Huh? Options. Maybe a chance on some level to be able to be seen and heard, without, you know, whatever you're doing. And then I'm just gonna try and maybe cast an illusion like she does.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe make her feel like it's all getting smaller and claustrophobic.
I like it.
Like this, basically like, yeah, we just took out your boy. Now we're on stage looking at you. There's three. Where's the fourth one? I want paranoia and
Okay.
smallness.
So, by making them feel claustrophobic, like the walls are closing in, you get, especially after what Kate just said, that the best way to do that for this person is to actually make them feel seen. And based on your comment that you've just said, it is letting people be seen rather than what you're doing. That you can see a lot of people are going, what you're doing? But Jeremy's right in front of us. And yeah, I would say that the best way to make this person feel hemmed in, surrounded, is to make them feel seen. So in this case, it's not necessarily a illusion. It's breaking hers.
That's what I want to do. Very much so.
Okay.
So, just like maybe putting my bag down, putting my hair down, looking like I'm about to take off my suit jacket, like we're about to do, shoes.
Turning the rings around, yeah.
Yes.
Ilka's gonna move towards Beth at this point, go behind her, and just rest my hand on her shoulder and go, make it classy, love.
And I know this, and I just put my hand on her shoulder, like she should know that I'm not gonna do it. It may look like I'm doing something, but I know exactly.
I don't think that she's stopping you from slapping the bitch. I think that Ilka is just about to empower you.
Right, and I'm just gonna hold her shoulder and like, yes, I know. Yes.
At this point, as the crown and the harp combine with Ilka's ability to be able to empower you, you can feel a lot more majestic. You can feel that it's not just a case of inspiring people, but guiding them. And that may be part of the crown telling you what the crown is. That ordering people sometimes is having to be more of an emergency, but guiding them into a better future, I guess, is what the crown is about. This person is trying to disrupt that, trying to pull people off the path, trying to make it so that the path is sullied, so that even if you get there, it wasn't worth the journey. And now that Ilka has empowered you, you can see that you really can command everybody's attention, even if it's for a short period of time, for that quintessential moment that they need to remember.
So I'm just basically trying to strip down, the looks and come down off the heels. And I'm just going to walk over to the wrench, and then I'm just going to glamour it into like maybe some flowers and just put it down on the desk and just start, trying to just gently wipe away the illusion off of her. Pick at it.
Jeremy goes, what are you doing? I mean, this isn't Jerry Springer. What the? And starts putting his hands up. But then as Jeremy goes like this, the girl inside goes, oh no, you do not do that to me, bitch. But of course, only you hear that. As Jeremy's putting his hands up, her hands are up and she's doing this. You do not do that to me, bitch.
And then because I've been in quite a bit of cat fights, I'm just going to go for the hair. Try and drag her down.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh. How do you put a roll on this?
All I'm saying is Star is going to the director and getting the shot to be moved away from this fight.
Well, they're muggles, So they're not really seeing. I mean, the
Oh, yeah.
girl
Well,
inside
yeah,
and I
it's-
are
What they're seeing at the
What
moment
they'll-
is Beth attacking Jeremy Kyle.
Attacking.
That's what they're seeing.
Yes.
Because that's what
Yes,
both
this
of
is
them
why they shot
collectively
us
want
being
people to
moved
see.
away. Yeah.
But we'll see what happens in a minute. Your attack against this, because of what I know you're targeting, the diff is going to be 2 red and a purple, regardless. Okay? More or less, because of how you're attacking, I'll let you use whatever the hell you want, as long as it makes sense. And
wait,
it'll
as
be
far as the
upgraded
stat-
twice, once for you and once for Ilka, who is willing for you to succeed.
So do I use a social skill or like a combat skill?
What would you think it would be? I will accept a social skill because breaking the illusion isn't a physical matter. Just because you're, grabbing this bitch and throwing her to the floor is coincidental to what the aim of the role is. The aim of the role is to shatter her and to expose her. So I'll accept any role on that basis. The other stuff you're doing is just window dressing.
It's not the first time I've laid hands on people. Let's go with
Hey, if you want to go for a
coercion.
physical attack as what breaks her, I'm absolutely cool with that. And it would
I'm
be
gonna go with
upgraded.
coercion.
Okay.
I'll be with coercion. Try to coerce her that all is
Simon,
lost.
I don't know if you saw, so there was a boost of the return of a monkey. There was a setback of the internet going down because so many people were on social media at the same time. And then there was a boost of an unexpected fruit and vegetable.
Okay.
Like you said at the start, you don't want too many boosts and setbacks.
I hadn't realised that my chat had frozen, so I'm just quickly going back through that. I did see Scorn with 11 months, by the way. Thank you very much, my friend. So I can't see 2 of those 3, but it was boost, monkey returns, setback, vegetable, and
No, setback is internet going down. That was an uncle one.
And the boost was the vegetable. Yes. Okay.
Boost is the fruit, unexpected fruit or veg. Unexpected.
Right. Okay. Not difficult. Not difficult at all. I mean, that's pretty standard. Okay. So yes, you guys don't know at the moment that if this is a hype so big that it crashes the net, it does mean that momentarily the internet army that was backing up Beth is hindered. It is only a setback. It's not a full on thing. Although I think equating those to dice has gone out the window, and now we've just done it as story points. Like an improv show, we just get people shouting from the audience. But I'm still cool with it because it's fun.
What's my difficulty again?
2 red and 1 purple, so it is quite difficult, But you're going for a straight win.
Yes, and I want to make sure that I got. Just got to remember which one is what. Okay.
And that's a single net success. That's all you need. So, you grab hold of Jeremy Carl's hair, throw her to the floor, and quite possibly the largest break of perception that you guys have seen so far. So much so that it's going to cause somewhat of a crack in your local reality.
Yes, of course. That's
So
on brand.
Jeremy Kyle gets picked up. The girl inside hits the floor. And everyone suddenly just goes... You can see
And then I go after the girl and, like in knife, fist, gun 3 fashion, flipping to the girl and 3-point stand.
So, at this point, the world that is watching has to... You turn the fucking internet off. This is going to be interesting. Because that means that the live show on the Rain website suddenly cuts off. Then this happens. So I think there's probably going to be several versions of what happens today, depending on where you are. The people in the crowd will claim that Jeremy Kyle was never there. He never turned up. Instead, some basic bitch came on, started talking shit about Avalon. There were some people in the crowd that were kind of jeering and stuff like that, but they will swear to this day that none of them cheered for her. That it was jeering. Clearly it was jeering. That Jeremy Kyle was never ever there. Yeah. By the time Lorraine gets back on set, she is there kind of blinking and saying, and you can tell that she doesn't remember inviting Jeremy Kyle to the show. What she is trying to get her head around, and you can see that she is completely locked in trying to write and rewrite what has just happened in her head, as she sees a celebrity beating the shit out of a girl on stage. There's the fucking WWE going on right in the middle of the stage.
Right.
And she's just like, I know who she is. Who the fuck is she?
Oh, did I not explain, Lorraine? Elizabeth is giving us a demonstration of some of the moves her talented fight instructor has been prepping for her in Knife Fist Gun 3.
At which point, Lorraine Kelly pops in terms of her paradigm. You've just given her the seed that she needs for her paradigm, as the rest of the crowd are there going, and she's going, trying to make sense of it all, and suddenly Lorraine goes, Knife Fist Gun 3, everybody. That's why we're here today, and we have Elizabeth von Schamberg, who's showing us on this this stunt girl. At which point the girl's like, I am not a stunt.
And I'm just
because everybody knows stunt girls are fucking invisible. No one ever knows who the stunt person is. They are forgotten. Nobody ever checks the credits to see if a famous stunt person was there other than their mum. Yeah? By calling this person a stunt person, a sparring person, something like that, you've turned her effectively into a crash test dummy. And she's there, no, I am, and she's just shouting, I am, trying to get out who she actually is. But in between, Beth just slapping up these blows that you've been taught by a fucking troll. Right? I would point out. These are troll fighting moves that you've been trained in.
right. It's really...
And a couple of ogre moves from Gus that technically you have to be twice the width you are to do them, but all the same. So you're beating the ever-loving shit out of her, and she's trying to say, no, I am, and she's trying to get people to notice her. But because a celebrity, you've got a celebrity, to just dismiss her as a stunt double, and changing this to Knife Fist Gun 3, everyone in the audience will swear that they came here to an interview about Knife Fist Gun 3. And Beth, being outrageous Beth, in the middle of the interview, just started going, "Oh, do you want to see some combat moves?" And before Lorraine could even say anything, jumped up, called on some nameless stunt girl, and started throwing her around the stage. That is the reality of what happened today to everyone in this room, other than you guys and the girl. The internet, however, will swear that Jeremy Kyle turned up at some point during the performance. However, they will concede that, yes, clearly, because when the internet came back on, it was, as everybody else says it was. The rest of this ends up becoming an op-ed of Knife Fist Gun 3 and is it a bridge too far? Lorraine starts talking to you, Beth, and starts talking to to Ilka, who sat there, and she's just talking to Ilka as like an executive for the film. And so she sits down in the middle, completely forgets about the monkey. And don't worry, I have remembered that the monkey is coming back. So she's there. She's talking about it all. She completely forgot about everything that happened with the monkey. And partway through, the monkey does actually come back because everyone's calmed down. The girl inside retreats to the side and gets off stage. And this is where I'm going to be passing the baton to the two people who aren't on the stage, because you're stuck. Ilka and Beth are stuck on stage and must now finish what is a really good opportunity to pump your next film. Yeah?
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what she's gonna do. Tumble, hiya,
Yeah. Eventually, the girl manages to get off the stage, and you're just doing the rest. But no one's looking at her. She starts absolutely freaking the fuck out. You two can't do anything. Both Helen and Christy, you can't do anything at the moment because you're stuck in what is now rewriting this entire thing. I will get back to you though, because currently Ilka is pumped with crown energy and still has things that she can do. But I'm going to pass it on to Kate and Star. The girl gets off stage. No one's looking at her. Even the cameramen are looking at Beth flipping over the stage and all the rest of it, and laughing. The cameramen are entertained. She runs up to an ASM, that's assistant stage manager, runs up to an ASM, shakes her, and the ASM goes, yeah, sit down, miss, you're not supposed to be up. You can stand up in your chair, but you can't leave your place. And she's like, I was on stage! And she screams it. But no one's listening. And you can see her starting to have like a panic attack. She's heavily breathing, kind of like almost asthmatic breathing, looking around. And she then sees you two, Star and Kate.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Kate is already typing a quick email to the bullpit, which I put in chat. But basically, start working on talking about a deep fake hack to explain the reason why Jeremy Kyle was on stage for some of it. I've just put it down as some very simple instructions.
Yep.
Not enough information for them to work with, but that's how I always treat them. They can figure it out.
Yeah. So deep fake Jeremy Kyle signal hack. Okay. I'm going to get a leadership roll off you, Kate,
Okay.
to turn reality even more. You do get a yes to one of the girls that you now know is a sylph, and she says, "Yep, no problem. We can make this happen. What do you need?" And just a leadership role for this.
Okay.
Again, I want you to set the diff because someone else is rolling too.
You want me to set the diff?
Yep, you set the diff. Leadership, you set the diff. Because...
Go on, I'll go with 3. I stick with 3 all the time. Let's do 3.
Yep, and you can upgrade any to reds as well, because whatever you roll, I've got to roll.
Right, no, I'm going to just leave it at 3, I think. I won't upgrade any.
Okay. I will say, give yourself 2 boost dice, because you have the bullpit.
Okay. Awesome. Let's see this go then.
Okay, yep. You slamming
Okay.
quite happily. Diff 3. Nah. The people who are going against you completely shit the bed on this. They do end up, I'll use the advantages to say that they do get hold of Knight in time.
Right.
So Mr. Knight is aware of the fact that this is happening. But the people who are set up to defend the girl inside don't manage to get it in time, and suddenly everybody's talking about this dirty war that's being played by Jeremy Kyle and his lot.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, you haven't actually been talking to the real Jeremy Kyle, so wherever the hell this poor guy is,
somewhere in a closet is tied up and gagged.
Not my problem. Right. So the girl inside is now with us. Is that the situation?
she looks over at you two, and she. You can see that she's halfway between wanting to throw down against you or run. Even though she's looking at the door, you can see that she's having a panic attack because nobody's noticing her. But she's seen that you are noticing her. And so she looks like she's about to charge you.
I'm going to put my phone away dramatically and look at her as though only now do I deem it important enough to pay attention to her.
The second that your full attention is given to her, she runs forward, but as she does so, she starts to change. A dark aura starts to spill around her. No one is watching her at all. And you can see that her body is starting to bleed away matter. So her skin is like evaporating, like motes of dust are starting to pull away from her skin. She screams at the top of her lungs as she runs towards you. But even though she's screaming and pissing out this shadow energy, burning her body in order to do so, nobody is seeing her apart from the four of you.
Right.
And she leaps in the air, and as she does so, her entire body explodes. And suddenly her hair starts flowing out in every direction, this deep, dark tendrils of black hair. Her skin starts to bleach white, dark pooled eyes, thin dead lips, blue, cold. Her clothes end up turning into wisping rags running down her body. Her body looks gaunt and emaciated, almost desiccated. Her limbs seem slightly unworldly, slightly longer. The fingers are elongated with swelled joints and horrible napped nails that look like they could just, flay the skin off your body as to touch you. Her legs start to elongate as well, and her feet almost curve, almost as if they were claws. And she leaps into the air about 12 foot in the air. This giant, witch? Harpy? And you can see in the moment just before she makes her attack that you can almost see through her as her body's completely consumed, pushing everything that she is out into this energy. But everyone is laughing at something that Lorraine just said, almost flirting with Beth in the kind of celebrity flirting kind of thing. Nothing sexual about it, but just kind of like, jabbing at each other, kind of girl talk. Beth returns with a retort to Lorraine, and everybody's laughing and focused on them as this
juicy cakes.
And the girl inside just dive bombs Kate.
So as she's changing, Kate's going to say, "Oh my God, she's gone full Sunset Shimmer." Because I've got to get the pony reference in. And then brace for impact. Yeah. So yeah, okay, bring it on.
God damn,
half dead. I'm half dead, but I'm sure
you
I
just
can take
invoked
this
the power of My Little Pony, and that's on my list.
I feel
It
like
is, isn't it? It's almost
I
like friendship
feel
is
like-
magic.
I feel like Kate needs a shield at this point. And as Kate's good friend,
Kate's already got a shield. She already used it once. She's got a weapon that she's used once and can call on that whenever she needs to.
Oh.
This isn't a physical attack, however. The girl inside is trying to make a lasting impression on Kate. She wants Kate, years from now, to wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night remembering this one moment. She wants to become unforgettable, remembered, seen in this dark muse, this witch. She dive bombs Kate, and you're going to be under attack from a coercion attack. Okay. So in this case, coercion is going to be versus, is it your cool or your discipline? In fact, this is important enough that I need to quickly look it up. Normally I just make a ruling, but
I think it's discipline, isn't it? Isn't it
I
will
think it is
versus will?
discipline. Yeah. Let's see. Athletics, cool, coordination. Then it goes straight to discipline. Oh, they filtered it by different skill types. Okay, sure. Okay, coercion.
Okay, so is this going to be a contested roll?
It's the opposing skill is discipline, and in this case, yes, it is. Because you made a joke of it, thereby doing the whole Harry Potter school of is it Boggart that turns into different things. You kind of split second boggarted her as she jumped through the air. And so I'm going to give you the bonus dice, the Friendship is Magic bonus dice, as you invoke the power of My Little Pony. God damn you!
Right. So okay, on that then, because I realised that probably no one else is getting these references as much as I'm making them. But the reason I said it is because this is right out of one of the episodes. Right? There is literally this scene in front of a school. So as she's doing that, I genuinely believe that Kate is immediately reminded of the final battle of Canterlot High School. So that's what she's thinking in her head. So if I win this role, if I get some amazing role, I want that fed back onto her.
Yeah.
So she's trying to make me see fear. I want to make her see ponies.
God, the poor woman. Nobody deserves that.
So that's what's on the line here.
Yeah, just this giant brony finishing move. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So discipline, yeah.
She's gonna come in hard with her ability. At the moment, she's not a physical entity. She's trying to jump inside you and put fear or terror into your heart.
Okay. Did you say I've got a bonus die from Friendship is Magic? Yeah.
You get a blue bonus die. Yeah.
Does anybody object if I flip another token? I mean, I'm running out.
Before you do that,
okay.
Can Star look at this banshee almost falling down and hear Kate's come back, and Star's just going to chime in with, not even from the original series.
Oh my god! Now you're dead to me, Star. Sorry.
I was trying to find a clever retort, and that is the one I found.
You want to use clever retort? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Which gives Kate 2 boost die.
Oh,
sure. Okay.
Yeah.
As a second person who is in front of her is not scared or showing themselves not to be scared and making her more ridiculous, I'm going to say that that's going to be a Boggart assist. Yeah, I'll go with that. Add an extra 2.
Okay, so I'm asking the group now. This is not a character thing. Are you okay if I flip?
I'll make it easy on you.
Oh, you're gonna split one back. Then I'm gonna go straight for that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So
We've both used one. Yeah. Okay.
Great. So what's the diff on this?
No diff. It's a roll off.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just straight against. Okay.
Come on.
This is everything.
She doesn't get anything for aim. She doesn't get anything for any of that. She's got desperation, which means that she ignores all of the setback dice against her.
Okay.
Yep.
That doesn't equate to anything. Ready?
Okay.
Oh!
Oh! In the
Hey!
case of a tie, you count the bloody advantages.
Yes.
Yes.
Friendship's
Okay.
magic.
Ponyville was on the line, guys. What can I say? You know?
Friendship is magic.
Oh, those bonus dice really came through for you, didn't
Yeah.
they? My God.
Yep.
Okay. She slams into you this dark energy as she burns to be able to do this one thing, to be seen. Showing a weakness that you've broken down over the course of this show. She's gone from gorging herself on the attention of others, even though it was on her her alter ego, her illusions. Just being seen at all for her was enough to keep her power going. The second that people started ignoring her, she could feel her power being ripped away. Also in comparison to Beth, a person who has all the glamour magic in the world that she needs, and yet chooses not to use it on the one thing that's quintessentially her. Her face. Of all the masks that she puts on, it may be about the clothes or special effects, having fun, adding to a situation. The one thing that she never covers is this. Because the original Beth from... You did say where Beth was originally from, Christy. Miss Cowpat. Kansas, yeah.
Yes.
Miss Cowpat.
Yeah, Kansas. Miss Cow Patty. Yes.
She's never had to hide who she is. If anything, she just said it louder and louder until people listened. She did it herself. And that's what the girl inside did not do. The last-ditch attempt to never be forgotten, to get one person to remember. She couldn't hit Star. She knew that for Star, it wasn't enough. She had to get fear in the heart of the hero. Get it so that that was the one thing that the hero would be waking up in the middle of the night for. Indestructible to everything apart from that inside. She hits you, and she hits you hard. You can feel cold shadow tendrils of fear starting to wrap around your heart like a constrictor. You can feel your body against your will, knowing what she's doing. Your body starts to betray you. You can feel your knees, your legs start to turn to jelly. You can feel that flight and fight response as suddenly you start feeling like you need to run, you need to go to the toilet. Your stomach is starting to be awash. Your eyes start to look around the room. You're starting to get a patina of sweat. And suddenly, at that last glimmer, as the heart starts to be completely constricted by darkness, you just start laughing. Because all you can think of right now, throughout all of these physiological constraints, is the fucking theme tune to My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. The laughter starts off just as a kind of nervous response, a kind of kind of thing. But by the time you finish, you are absolutely belly laughing. And the tears coming to your eyes are not of fear, but of mirth. Everybody around you thinks that you're laughing at what's going on stage. Now Ilka is currently playing kind of the straight guy to Lorraine and Beth, who are kind of rocking a mock rivalry, I guess, on stage. And as Lorraine throws in a few things as Beth says, but that's the main thing. That's why it never gets old. I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough guy. At which point Lorraine says, I'm Scottish. I know a tough guy when I see one. And there's this whole thing where they're just riffing off each other, and your laughter just gets absorbed into the crowd. You are seeing her right now, and Star is seeing her right now. But what you're not doing is caring. And this body that she's burnt, the dark energy going inside you, can feel this dark energy just pooling around inside your form. Eventually, it just breaks. And jumping out of you and hitting the floor with a wet, fleshy thud is the girl inside. She hits the floor in front of the stage, and for the first time, 3 people in front of her go, "Are you all right, love? Did you trip over a lead or something? Here you go." And tries to put her back in one of the empty chairs, thinking that she's a member of the crowd that got up. She shrugs them off and pushes them away and goes, "Ugh. Tears start pouring down her cheeks as she sprints from the auditorium, completely inert. Unlike the villain, she's currently remembering. And yes, I roll for that. I roll just by the side where I have the physical dice. Although, arguably, because she had some advantages, technically she should blissfully not remember. But because the thing that gave her the dark muse in the first place was some of her very mortal hang-ups about herself, she still remembers. Now, whether or not she's running back home or running as a muggle now to Mr. Knight, we don't know. But you just fucked up their harp. Conceptual combat, ladies and gentlemen.
Is the show still going? Because if not, I would just go back to craft services to the table and start putting the shrimp and whatever in my bag. Like
Okay.
it's a normal Tuesday.
Promoted a film, took down a binge. Now, shrimp.
Shrimp for free drinks. I know how this works.
We're going to take a 10-minute break, but when we come back, it's not quite shrimp time. You've got the Thrall of the Nation right now, which means that you can start setting up your end game. And so let's give you 10 minutes, and when we get back, we'll decide what you're going to be saying to the world.
Okay.
We'll see you guys then. And welcome back, everybody. So, we are refreshed. I've drunken the last of the Scottish potion, which has got me through today. I've needed 2 cans, and I just said in the break, when the sugar slump comes, it's going to hit me hard. Anyway, you're still on the Lorraine show. The girl inside is gone. All of her, the advantages that she posed by being able to look like other people, to inspire people in the dark way, bringing them down, that's gone. It's no longer a tool that Mr. Knight can use. The villain, who, if you hadn't pursued, had a consequence. Everything here has a consequence if you ignore it. Is gone as well. So all you've got left now is Mr. Knight and the thief. But enough of that for now. The limelight is currently shining on Beth, Ilka, and Lorraine Kelly. Lorraine is primarily now talking to Beth, riffing off you two, but then Ilka's coming in with being able to slip in certain bits to further the cause. I'm going to go to you first, Beth. You have the floor, both the audience and the internet, which has now come back on, or at least all the denied access has been sorted, and you are live to the world, albeit via a website, but a very visited website now. Let's put it this way. You've put Lorraine Kelly's figures up from every housewife in the UK to the world at the moment. Everybody who wants to know about Knife Fist Gun 3 is tuning in. Everybody who wants to know why you were beating someone up on live TV is watching right now. Also, everybody who previously was defending Avalon but now wonders why they did are watching. They're all watching.
Right.
You knew that Avalon was going to be an opportunity to get the world to look at you, if not directly, for you to have control of a mechanism to be able to interact with the world. And that's coming up. Avalon is due to go live very soon. But for now, you've got a sneak preview. You've got a window of opportunity to be able to open your opening salvo, I guess is the best way to call it, in this war against the others. So what would Beth like to say? Or what's she going to push?
Beth is just going to go, she's going to switch through her various social medias and stuff and just post, so they can see that it's live, that it's broadcasting. And then, and she would turn and said, if Avalon was on, what would I say? And then she turns to her phone. Hello, world, Knife Fist Gun 3. And then love heart, love heart, love heart. And then she sees all the emojis and things like thank you, and she's calling out different people and stuff like that. And then she turns to Lorraine. I'm kind of busy.
Oh, I'm on your show, but I'm kind of busy now.
Yeah, I'm on your show, but I'm busy on my phone.
Okay,
that's going to burn, yeah.
She's gonna say, but I would do your show anytime. When are you on and stuff? And then she's going back.
Lorraine looks around as if to say, "I'm on now." There's literally content in the show.
Oh right. I thought we was back. Remember when we was in Montenegro? We did,
Lorraine Kelly starts to look very scared about what you're going to say next.
I won't embarrass you, dear. No more than you already do yourself. But the monkey thing was tragic, wasn't it?
Oh God,
that was terrible.
You can see her shrinking in her seat, and kind of glares at the camera, and then turns pointedly to Ilka, and says, "So in conclusion, a big time for Excelsior. Knife Fist Gun 3 associated, but not exclusively a Excelsior.
But the thing is, I'm going to be using the Avalon product. And if you want to keep up with me and what happens throughout my day, because I broadcast quite a bit, you can follow me on Avalon and anything Knife Fist Gun 3 related. Boop, boop, boop. And then, she goes back to her phone.
The Sylph girl that you previously contacted, Kate, who has seen this entire thing pop, but of course she remembers everything, turns around and says, Damien's just requested an extra person to vet Beth's material.
I vet my own material.
Yeah.
Dude's angry email back.
Whatever he needs.
Damien.
And she says, so Ilka, as I say, Knife Fist Gun 3, not necessarily an Excelsior product, but certainly adjacent, but something that's
I
already...
work for Excelsior too.
Yes, definitely. But the... as you can see, she's really flustered right now. But Avalon is going to be an example of how you can connect more implicitly with this kind of thing, in the same way that you're now seeing people on Instagram and things like that. For example, you have actors and actresses on set now in approved
But
places.
you can get on too.
Yeah.
You can get on too. Here, give me your phone.
Oh God.
I was going to say, yeah, you has she got a phone on her? She doesn't have her phone on her because typically you don't take your phones onto TV sets.
Oh, that's a shame. Clicking pictures.
Oh
Lorraine,
no.
as you can see, some people take to social media better than others. I think we can both agree on that.
But anyone can use Avalon
Definitely.
and start their own.
Absolutely, anyone can. And what I love about and what I love about Elizabeth is that all the time I have known her, she has always stayed true to herself. She is completely without artifice. I mean, as you can see, what you see is what you get, even if it is not always what some of us might enjoy. She is always herself. And what I love is the fact that Avalon is going to give that opportunity to so many more people to allow them to express themselves in a safe environment, to allow them to show the world what they are and who they are, what they love, what they're passionate about. And yes, also times when they're not happy with things, because as I think is not always clear, when we may vet things in terms of trying to provide security for the people who publish, but we're not here to just provide one side of an argument, because there are always mixed views. And until you can get people talking to each other and understanding each other's viewpoints, it is not until then that you can really create a community, either on a local level or on a global level. So I'm excited to see what Avalon brings, not only for people like Beth, but for people like this lovely audience here, for people like me who, sometimes keep their lights hidden under a bushel.
Oh, Gus and Carla, the one who taught me how to do the fantastic move I did earlier.
Indeed. And I'm excited.
I am getting
that
very thirsty. I need something to drink.
Beth, just a few moments more. I'm sure Lorraine would just like to wrap up, and we would not
I just
be,
said that
want to be discourteous.
so Star could be ready.
So, very gratefully, Lorraine goes, yes, I think it's time to wrap up what we've seen here today, and I think I'll take a little bit from Miss Pfister here. we in the UK have often been perceived as people who don't like to step in the limelight. We're more of a nation of watchers than we are a nation of performers. We have our own artists and our own celebrities, of course, but we do, as a nation, we're not exactly very well outspoken, and we leave that more to people like the Americans, people than Beth here, who, as you can see, is more forthcoming. Maybe this is something that Avalon is going to give to us all: is to step forward and open those doors of opportunity, and to step forward without fear of judgment, and allowing ourselves to make our opinions known, and to find people who are going to be good for us, and to be able to share in our passions. But the other side of that, which again, of course, Miss Pfister, you mentioned, is that it does allow you to talk about the outrages that you feel about the world. Now, there's not necessarily going to be people who will agree with you. There's going to be people who disagree with you, of course. But I think that having a place where we can do that in such a way where it doesn't just become a slanging match is going to be important. Now, one of the things I find interesting about this is that you're saying that Avalon, instead of being like Twitter and some of these other places, which are quick slap conversations where someone slaps you, you slap them back verbally, this is going to be that you have to write a full article in order to get onto Avalon. You have to be a journalist of sorts, and as a result, it means that you're going to have to put a bit more forethought into it.
I've already have a plan for my first post. I mean, think about it. I'm not exactly a spring chicken, but I have the second chance in Hollywood, and being a, person of color and of age and a woman. And I've grown up through times that weren't so nice and different environments. And yes, I'm American, but who is thinking about knife fist gun? 1 or 2. Now we're getting a third one. Get out of here. And they allowed me to come back. So I think, anything's possible.
And that's it, really, isn't it? It's you're promoting for people to step forward instead of just accepting our everyday lives, not to end up besmirching the media that I rely on myself, instead of just being in front of the TV, stepping into the limelight yourself. And if anything, I'm ready for that challenge. I don't know if anybody else, but as a TV personality, some people call me celebrity, but I've always hated that word. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready for people to be stepping forward, for becoming hype, becoming buzz, and making it so that I have to up my game in order to keep with the herd.
Because as you so capably demonstrate, Lorraine, on your show, that actually listening to people who have uplifted themselves in some way uplifts others. And I see that time and time again on your show.
Absolutely.
And if we can, even if things are difficult, they're difficult subject matters, we can still be uplifted by it. We can still be inspired by people. And I think, I'm a big fan of yours, but I think that you will embrace what Avalon will offer, and I think you will be talking to amazing people over the next coming years.
A brave new world coming from
Indeed.
Avalon, and by the looks of it, we're going to see a new generation of celebrity, and hopefully the resurrection of certain things that have been on the decline recently. People listening to food writers, to fashion writers, to travel writers. All of these things that have started to become something for the older generations. Maybe a new way of stepping forward so that these become as appealing to a newer audience. I'd like to thank Elizabeth von Schamberg, Furstenberger, and Ilka Vista for joining us here today. What started off as being a simple conversation about a film is opening up to new horizons. And with that, we're going to say goodbye for now. You'll be able to see this on the Lorraine Show tomorrow. Good night. And
Night.
they cut off. She turns around and says, sorry, I kind of lost my thread for a bit there. I don't think Are you okay? Were you okay with that?
Oh,
I'm
you
fine.
were absolutely fantastic. I think sometimes Beth, how can I say, yes,
awesome.
she can be. You are awesome. Honestly, my darling, you are awesome. But she can also be a little distracting on your string, your thought string. You understand? Yeah.
I know, but I did mean that when I was wrapping up. I think we need more of you, Beth, well, certainly in the UK. I don't know about other countries, but I think there's not enough people stepping forward. There's just people keeping their head down, you know? And as a result,
Right.
people are not striking out. They're not taking. Whereas I think in previous generations, certainly me as an older generation, last myself, I grew up being told to go out there and take it. You know, you got this problem with boomers having all the money and this generation coming up and having nothing. But also, I think there's a societal oppression, maybe, if that's not too strong a word, about people not feeling like they can go and take their part in the world.
And then as she's like, I can't agree more. It's you.
Shrimp sauce.
I personally think that there is a lot that that not just but the younger generation and the next sort of generations up. I think they are doing a lot. It's kept quiet. It's behind closed doors. Things are happening, but fabulous advances in science, in technology, great wisdom in history, in politics. That there is so much that happens. We just don't find out about it because we get clouded by nonsense. Really,
A lot of noise and negativity.
No, but why should I care whether this person has gone to a restaurant with this other person just because they
Because it's
happen to
kind of
be in a
fabulous.
Well, you're kind of fabulous, but I don't really care
Thank
about
you.
this person who was in a TV show 20 years ago going out. Like it clouds things. I think there's things happening. We just want to bring it to the surface. We want people to be able to share it and celebrate it, and I think the world could get a little wiser with it.
And that's the problem now, I guess, is that in one sense, you've got the same tired celebrity pattern that's happening on all the old forms of media. But the new forms of media, there's so many voices, it's hard to know who's who. Anyway, I've got to go and speak to this crowd before they start rioting. Beth, you're going to join me, and she starts walking into the crowd as people want to meet Lorraine and Beth.
Oh, and she takes the napkin, because she doesn't want to be seen eating and wiping herself, and then just goes out with her.
Okay. As this happens, and Beth and Lorraine go in to do a meet and greet after the show, a familiar person appears next to Star. That's not to say that he suddenly pings into existence, just you hadn't noticed he was there. And next minute, he is. And it's Ralph from Wardrobe, wearing the same beautiful waistcoat, the kind of flat cap that has come back into fashion. It kind of goes in and out a little bit. It cropped up a little bit in the 90s. People are chapping up with it at the moment, but I will always remember it as the cap that was worn by Del Boy. And he appears, and it's this guy, well groomed. You can see he's and we're losing Star. He says, no, he's getting the cap. There we go. Yes, kind of. Yeah, actually, that kind of cap. As I say, it's being in fashion. He stands next to Star and says, You guys are doing okay. 2 down.
I feel a bit bad.
Why do you feel bad?
Well, she seemed quite distressed.
Well, she shouldn't have been part of this. Should have been sorting her own shit out. Instead, she ended up being roped into this. By releasing her from that, you've done her a favour. She can go and sort her own life out now. Being that being was never going to be good for her. All it was going to do was feed off her need.
Yeah, but I don't feel like we should let her go. Like, she needs help.
That's admirable, but do you honestly wanted her to be keeping around this? Being around the source of her humiliation? No, it's better that she has a clean break. She can go off, she can have a bit of time reflecting, and hopefully, if what normally happens, eventually she'll forget about it, but she'll take something with her. And that's maybe that what she was doing was not the way forward, and that she needs to look at herself a different way.
Yeah.
Come with me back to
Sad to
Excelsior.
see.
These lot have got it. And he looks over at Kate and says, "You coming?"
Sure.
He pulls out a measuring tape, wraps it around a door handle, opens the door into a corridor going into Excelsior. It's not always a stick. Pulls the tape measure back and whips it into his other hand and puts it in his pocket.
Why does your one make sense?
Mine's slightly easier to carry around, and he pats the pocket that is and it's a proper dressmaking tape. It's not an extractable. It's not a retractable worker's tape. This is proper kind of tailor or dressmaker's tape. And he says, "Come on, people are only going to get confused otherwise."
Okay, yeah.
Closes the door and starts putting together a cup of tea because he's brought you back to his department, the wardrobe department.
Oh, no. I cannot be having this.
He turns around and says, "Oi, cup to cup, this is my domain." And starts pouring tea out. Here, I'm still the cup. So, do you know who Alexander von Humboldt was?
No.
Rings a bell.
I'm impressed. Strangely, not many people would know. He goes up to this concept wall, which is actually a part whiteboard and TV monitor at the same time. Well, PC monitor. And you can see that there's a lot of different things. There's catwalk videos and things like that, all kind of just running and blending together. They're all set to random. It's all extracted from the internet. And what they're doing is that they've effectively got a living picture board of current fashion. So you can just sit there, watch it, and just absorb where fashion currently is at the moment. He switches that off, brings it up, and there's a picture of a young Austrian man, close cropped hair, quite attractive in his youth. And he says, so Alexander von Humboldt, he was he's known for the reinvention of nature. He was kind of a scientist, I guess. He was more of a... I'd like to liken him to someone like maybe Columbus, but Columbus was a colonial guy, so let's not go down there. This guy was more in love with the natural world. He would travel to places that were barely habitable or inhabited. He went right across Russia, and he went into South America, into what was untouched space back then, and he started learning the world He went up what they thought was the largest mountain back then, but it wasn't. And he could see all the layers of how life, strata of life, how it could survive at different altitudes. Now, because of the age, the guy might have been, I don't know, he might have been a chauvinist, a thundering racist. We haven't seen any evidence to that, but who knows, right? But on this one thing, he got things right. He was the first person with any influence to suggest environmentalism. He's credited with it. He could see how deforestation would change soil and things like that, and profoundly change the ecosystem, and commented quite frequently on the impact man was going to have. He was one of us. I always thought he would be a crown or a harp. He was a bloody cup. I mean, this guy couldn't jump up mountains because there's no doors there. He ended up going up by foot in really bad clothing as well. I mean, the guy nearly fell to his death a number of times. Nearly had to have toes taken off because he was going up in shoes that would end up, getting wet and then freezing. This guy, by the way, about 100 years ago, was one of the most celebrated men in the world. There were pageants, parades in cities throughout the world in his name. There were statues put up all over the place. He's got a giant squid, a penguin named after him. There's several different plant species named after the guy. These days, you ask anybody in the street who Alexander von Humboldt is, they won't know. But you've seen the recycling symbol. And he was there at the beginning of all that. Trying to save this planet. Doomed though we may be if we have people who are in power still not paying attention and not willing to buy in with what everybody else wants. My point is, celebrity, even great celebrity, there's, as I say, Humboldt Park still in 12 different countries. The state of Nevada in the US, when they were deciding what they were going to name Nevada, Humboldt was number 3 in the list. They were going to name it after the guy. Even with that huge celebrity, most people now won't remember the name. You ask anyone. And yet, you will know of Julius Caesar and Brutus. And, maybe you will have heard of Alexander the Great, but most people in the street wouldn't even know what he did or what he was responsible for. Genghis Khan, quite clearly one of the greatest influences of any one time in the nation's history. Who knows? Who knows what he did? Who knows what he achieved? Some people. Just not as many as you'd expect. And how much has that been twisted by history as well? Most people will know that he was a conqueror. But will they know the other things that he did? Everything that you do here right now, it doesn't matter on what you're remembered for. It remembers the thing that matters are the echoes that go on beyond. And that's what the fight's about. When Violette and I were trying to turn around this war on terror problem, we were trying to think of that one quintessential thing that we could put into people's minds. And as people were trying to hashtag people and then attach hate to those hashtags to dehumanize them, Muslim, American, British, all of these things where in one country that name was synonymous with hate. That shit sticks. It sticks around so much. Something so petty and so basic. So little effort. Everything goes towards chaos, I suppose. when it comes to these things, you've got to have the right message to undermine that all. That's going to be your challenge in the next day or so. When Avalon goes live, if you win, and you're well on your way to winning, you'll have an opportunity. And just after you've won the battle against the others, you'll be given the most profound challenge of all. One that you're even less prepared for than the fights that you've been in so far. He looks at Kate, Star. Give it some thought, yeah? The crown leads, empowers, picks up what the nation wants to do, stands at the front and says, "We will do this." The muse opens doors of thought, opportunity, gets people to imagine, gets people to smile, pumps the energy into them so that they can get things done. You, Kate, you make them feel safe. You make them feel that there are people who are going to step out of the crowd and protect them. There will be people who will pick up the cause when they are too exhausted, when they don't know what the next step is going to be. When their energy fails and they feel vulnerable, they know you'll be there to protect them. A hero doesn't always have to wield a sword or a gun or whatever. They can be that person who's just willing to keep the fight going. And then, beyond that, they're going to want to know that they are going to be provided for. That someone's always going to be standing behind them, ready to catch them when they fall. That they'll get what they need along the journey. That it's not going to be a point of failing through attrition. And that's what the cupbearer is. That's why the cup is used. And there's plenty of other symbols that could be attached to a servant. The cupbearer is the person who refreshes, who gives them what they need when they need it most. When they need it most is when they're just about to give up, when they're just about to say that the journey is not something that can be weathered. That one draft of refreshment that brings them back on course. You've got all four of you at the moment. The villain was trying to take any of you out. In her last throes, the muse was trying to take Kate out. Because if she could get the hero to fear that when the herd fear, they can't turn to the hero. She's trying to break you down. Mr. Knight is the usurper. He's going to get you to turn away from your mission somehow, so that he can step in. A number of times, our kind has thought that they're winning, only in the 11th hour to have it snatched from them, and to have the Dark Crown, the usurper, step in and just steal that opportunity through underhanded means. The thief, on the other hand, is all about taking away resource, leaving you with nothing, making you feel like there's nothing that you can call on. Hopelessness. We don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to get desperate. So make no mistake, you two are needed more than ever. Anyway, we better go get the girls back. Goes up to a door, wraps his tape around, opens it up, and as you're finished, Beth and Ilka, you walk into the green room, and the green room becomes the clothing department in Excelsior. And you're all in the room.
I'm automatically just like, ah! Like, I would be on red alert if that happened.
What? Star, did you just do that? I didn't see you.
I've been outcut.
Oh,
Only
Oh.
here.
well, that
I'm
was.
looking at Kate. I'm looking at Kate for like, are we doing this again? Like I'm tired.
No, we're good.
No one fits
Right.
in their pocket. Like, you know how much more portable a tape measure is? Like,
You can hit someone with a stick.
why would I hit someone?
Just
Why wouldn't
we-
you?
can we just catch up? So I'm sorry about that shit show. What have you been up to? Like I left you going somewhere. I went to make a
God.
phone call and then you disappeared.
Oh, God. Oh, no. It was a bad idea. I didn't make... I was asked to use the stick and I just did it and... Okay. If there was an explosive outcome...
You need to use the toilet?
No, not that sort of explosive outcome.
Oh. Well, what other outcome is there? I don't. Kate, just explain.
Well, we faced off against the villain and beat him.
What?
And
Embarrassingly so. It was
it
like
was
no contest.
What do you mean it's no contest?
not how I would have described it.
I
But-
threw a fucking workbench at you.
I'm just trying to hype it up.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
it was
I know.
sweet.
Yeah. So we beat him.
And he is out of the picture?
Out of the picture, yes. As is
Wow.
the girl inside.
What?
Yeah, my nemesis.
Done with.
You have one too. We haven't found him yet.
2 down.
Two down.
The girl inside, but I saw her take her strange form, but Lorraine was slightly distracting me. What happened?
Fight, dead, gone.
Oh, no, they're not dead. They're more out of it. They're not. They're not.
Sorry?
We're not killing
Not dead.
people.
We haven't killed
Zzzz.
anybody. We haven't killed anybody. We have defeated them. They no longer are.
They're gone.
They're
They're
gone. They're
dead.
not part of the fight.
No, they're not dead. Honestly.
What do you mean,
It's a
Star? They're not
figure-
dead?
No, it means they're off the table in regards to our little conflict between.
Oh, like they return to their non whatever this is self. They are
They're not part of this struggle anymore.
When you defeat them, their powers get ripped from them and they revert back to their mortal form.
I
When
know
the-
that.
When
I'm
the
trying to get
reckoning
into-
comes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, don't worry. Yeah.
Right.
This is Ralph. Ralph is.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I should have pointed out. I'm still being Ralph. So yeah, he's leaning against the wall and says, "Yes. When you defeat them, they go back to being a basic mortal form. Any of you who keeps your powers come the point of reckoning will end up with a diluted version of it going forward."
And
What do you mean by
who
diluted?
you are? And who is this guy? Is he?
Oh, this is.
I've designed
Ralph.
half of your outfits.
Yes. Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
He pulls his kind of tailor's waistcoat and says, "I've fitted you a number of times. I've seen more of you than I care
Oh
to
yeah,
imagine."
whatever, dear. And then she's back on the phone.
And then he turns to Star with a knowing face and saying, "Life is the cup."
yeah.
So two have gone. So villain and
The villain
What-
and the Dark Muse.
okay. So
Also
two left.
known as the Soothsayer, but we don't really use that anymore.
I thought it was the girl inside. What? How many names do we have?
Let's just call her the Harpy. That's kind of what she was at the end.
Okay.
As good a word as any of them. We don't really have
So-
proper names, so there have been lots that have been used, mostly nicknames throughout time.
So,
So
can I have a
Mr.
breakdown?
Mr. Morgan's left, and who else?
Who's Mr. Morgan?
No, Mr. Knight. I should have gone.
Yeah,
Who's
Mr.
Mr.
Knight.
Knight?
Mr. Knight. We know Mr. Knight.
Oh,
Beth-
you,
But is he the cup? Is he, oh, he's not the cup.
No, he's the crown.
You're the cup.
he's
He's the crown.
I saw him. He had a dark crown. He did something to me.
Oh, okay. So you're. This happened already. You had a showdown with one of the. Okay, so we fought the sword, and so now we gotta fight the cup and the crown.
Do we
And now
need to
you're
fight?
telling me Mr. Knight is the crown. Of course we gotta fight. We always fight. Why wouldn't we fight?
Typically,
Whoa.
he will sit back until there's no option but to step forward. The usurper will quite happily burn all the other resources in order to win. As for the cup bearer, that star, the cup representing him is more loot. The betrayer, the thief, the taker of the goblet, rather than the one who keeps it. And yes, he's going to work insidiously. It's going to be... You'll see what he's doing before you see him do it. But by the time it's being done, well, let's hope that you are able to react in time to stop it having the effect.
Can this
you
guy
want it to.
teleport as well?
Yes, very much so.
It sounds like we need the lovely lady with the crystal ball again to help us locate. Is that right?
Wait, can I have a breakdown of how many of, I don't want to say monsters, but there was a Sandman. Apparently there's trolls. How many are there?
How many have you heard of?
Sandman, trolls, and a globy lady, and there was some animalistic people running upstairs, and yeah.
I don't think we have the time. I think we need to focus on going over the, taking out the.
In
Other
short,
crowd.
if you've heard of a fantasy race, that's normally mankind trying to process that they've seen them. Normally,
Are
they
there
will-
elves?
of a kind, yes.
Yes, in the secretary
The-
pool. No, it wasn't.
And yes, some of them are models as well.
Yeah, some models too. Yeah. Hmm.
Uh,
But we got to fast forward this part. We either have to go after the other cup or the other crowd.
No,
think-
not the other crown. He is powerful and devious, and
Well, you
yeah,
just now
but
tell
Mr. Knight
us
is the only
if-
one we know about.
Well, and you went at it alone. With our powers combined, we can summon Captain Planet probably.
Dave is very happy right now.
We need to figure out our Voltron form, right?
You know how much
What?
easier this would all be if we could all get round a big
That's
table
mice
and
do.
just talk everything out.
no, it's no time. I have to be somewhere. Okay. Lady with globe. Our friend.
Annabelle.
She helped us before.
Oh, the medium woman.
Yeah. She helped you locate the villain. Yeah, is that right? Why
I think
don't
so.
you find her?
The other one is, the one that gave me this bag
Oh,
full
yeah.
of drugs. So,
Oh no, the people who helped you get those were the Sylph.
yes,
So
yes.
They,
They're down.
yes,
There
I
is
did-
The Sylph as a
reception.
group can scry, yeah? I thought you meant Annabelle, the
reception.
fortune teller.
Yeah, there's a fortune teller too.
That's oh.
do we want to go see
Well,
Annabelle?
maybe
Wait, was it Belle goes to Annabelle? I like Annabelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. I
Let me
really
call her.
I really must run. I need to meet someone I
You're
spoke to earlier.
who are you
Um,
meeting?
it's not
Do you need any
important, but I do
assistance?
need to do it.
I
So
don't I don't think going by yourself is a good idea right now.
it will be fine. Honestly, I'd be very safe. Don't worry about it.
We took out two of their big guys.
Exactly. You took out two powerful people. What are they gonna do to me now, huh? Um,
Well, they could pick you out
Ilka,
while you're
you've
by
already been mind
yourself.
controlled once.
uh,
And by
yeah.
yourself is not a good
Honestly,
idea.
I understand. Ik verstehe, but you have
But
things to do.
monkey,
We, you have things to do. I have things to do. Let's um,
You know what we could
divide
do?
and conquer. Yeah.
We could set you up
no.
with a mic that we can listen to
No,
and
nine.
treat it like a sting.
I think that's
What
a good
to
idea.
go and
Mic
talk
her
to
up.
my friend? I don't think so. But I
I
do
don't
have to
trust
go.
anyone.
Ilka
No.
leaves.
Okay.
Ah,
So
Uh,
Ilka
okay.
heads off, and a familiar-looking figure of Violette walks down next to Ilka. Well done.
Danke. For what?
The show, of course.
That was a absolute nightmare. I'm so sorry. I just I don't know what came over me. It seemed such a good plan, and then it just went absolutely awry. I'm so sorry.
Most plans are doomed to fail. What you need is to have a good intention. Sometimes being a leader is just being the one who's not running around screaming. Just because you're not prepared for it just means that you just have to be prepared for everything. Be the calmest person in the room. Normally that's enough for people to follow you. If nothing else, it just stops as many people as possible also running around screaming so that they can get some idea of how they can help.
Perhaps I don't know. I really hate to be rude, Violette, but I have to meet someone. I'm going to be terribly late.
Sure, I was just coming to invite you to something, but it can be tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I'd like to pass on a duty to you, but we'll do it tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll come in extra early.
No, come in at regular time. Everybody else comes in at regular time. Come on. And she takes you down to the stairs, and they get you a car and whatever you need to go to wherever you need to go. As for the rest of you, what are you doing in preparation?
Okay. We can just pop in on Annabelle, and Astar's just gonna almost give a jokingly give daggers to the other cup and say, "Drinks will be on me."
He gives you a curt bow and says, "Of course, faithful," and bows to you. As he walks away, as a bit of sass, you can see that the tip of his tape measure is just hanging out of his pocket.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Can Star bring everyone to Annabelle?
You can take the other two to Annabelle.
Yep.
So, Helen, how quick is the scene that you want to do? Because I'm mindful we have 13 minutes left.
I know, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, let's lead with that. So, describe to me where you're going, who you're seeing.
So, oh, Classic. So the car takes us down to the South Bank. Ilka gets out at like the Millennium Eye, and then walks along the South Bank for a way until she comes to a certain bench where someone is sitting, and she sort of sits on the opposite side to them, sits down, and very quietly goes, "I appreciate this is unusual."
Can you describe the person first before I become?
So sitting there is sort of an older woman, probably in her 50s, very smartly dressed, suit, not quite as elegant as Kate's, more sort of a bit more utilitarian, but looks intelligent and knowledgeable, and is one of those other people that's very good at like not being seen in a crowd, very unremarkable person.
Yeah, I'm going to go with like a slightly relaxed but still carrying it off Vanessa Redgrave.
Yep, that's
Okay.
good.
Cool.
I like that.
She says, "In my line of work, I've had worse."
Yeah, so you got my message, I understand. Ilka is pointedly not looking at her. She's like looking, seeing, very quietly talking, so that nobody can really tell they're having a conversation as such.
Yeah. This woman has a earbud in, not an earbud like a secret agent earbud, Jabra. Yeah. So a slightly dated Jabra with a short mic that comes to like her jawbone, and she's got in front of her a Filofax that's open, and anybody who'd be watching from a distance would probably see as she's talking, would assume that she's talking to somebody over the Jabra.
So what did you find out about Excelsior? Have you found anything?
Only what we would expect to find. Nothing financial, nothing, no links to anything that we would consider to be strange or oddball. There are things that don't add up, but are very quickly explainable. So if we look at it in terms of cold logic, there's a lot that doesn't make sense about it, Excelsior, but when it comes to the reasoning, the social element around it, nothing seems to jump out at us.
I think they do a very good job. And the other company, the Morgan and Knight?
Morgan and Knight is a pickup throwdown company. A bunch of various investors end up acting through companies like Morgan and Knight all the time, and when there's something to sacrifice, they sacrifice Morgan and Knight, but it's less than the tip of the iceberg. It's a company to take the flak. A few millions lost, but they've gained billions in that time. The investors are all safe. The money has already changed hands. It's an old trick that the wealthy's been using for years.
And
Not
Mr.
even years,
Knight?
centuries. Mr. Knight's the most confusing one. He's a nobody. Came from nowhere. We've traced him back, but this is some 2-bit Mercedes-Benz salesman. Suddenly rocketed into high business. Suddenly very successful from becoming a middling, egotistical salesman.
And the others that I sent, the tailor and the security people, I think I sent their pictures to. Anything?
Security people, no, we looked into them. Sports fanatics, been working for Excelsior since their teens. The girl was a cleaner for a short while. The lad was first brought in under some sort of facilities apprenticeship. Just, I don't know, probably just changing light bulbs or something like that. Went from that to security. They were given formal training by the company. Seemed like a job for life there. A lot of family that
Yeah.
worked there as well, but we kind of expect that, especially in London. Normally it's family members getting other family members' jobs. Happens
Yeah.
everywhere. Happens in the police. The tailor was science graduate. He was a botanist to start with, and then spontaneously changed after. Well, when he changed, social media wasn't exactly prevalent back then, so we don't know if he had an interest prior to that. But when he joined up, apparently he always had a lifelong passion for fashion. Came in immediately, started bashing out one success after another.
Wow. Well, as you saw, probably, I have unfortunately lost my ability to remain discreet.
Yeah, you can hide in plain sight. Don't worry about that. Just change your method, change your persona. If you're going to be this interviewed person with regard to the business of celebrity, you'll be able to pull that in. Do you realise how many people who go on to things like Radio 2, Radio 3 talk for hours about recent trends in cinematography and, going up against the critics, and most people will forget them very quickly.
I fear I am more compromised than that. Give me 3 days, 4 days. No, give me a week. If you do not hear from me, you know what to do.
You want to be extracted.
You cut me off. Don't distract.
You want to go cold.
Yeah. I contact you in a few days. Maybe things different, but I don't think so. And I really have to go. I'm so sorry.
Understandable. If there's anything you
Thank the
need.
team. No, but thank you and thank the team.
We'll do. We'll step back.
Yeah.
When we first came into this, we were wondering how they had so much influence. Do you think you're any closer to that?
Yes, but that is why I'm compromised. I will find a way to explain, maybe.
Ilka, I know there's something under the surface, and I will find out.
I have no doubt. I'll see you. And Ilka leaves.
She carries on talking into her Jabra one-sided conversation to keep the illusion up that she was never talking to you at all. Okay. With 4 minutes left, Beth, Star, and Kate at Star's behest. Instead of going to a door, Star goes to a curtain, just a pair of curtains, taps them with the stick, pulls it back, and instead of a door being opened, you do instead go into an incense-filled, or you look into an incense-filled room. The place just reeks with the stuff. It's very much over the line, and sat there with a gimlet stare is quite a tall woman. Using her height, she's stooped over what is a slightly low table for extra effect, and you can see she's got a crystal ball in front of her, and she goes, "Ah, yes, It was foretold. Come, yes, that you would come, but not by the door. Strange, because you, yes, would have to normally use a door. Growing you are. Please, come. Sit down.
Works with curtains. It works with curtains. This like gives me another dimension. Yeah. Okay.
And much more, besides, if you learn your powers correctly. So, you come to speak to Annabelle, yes?
Beth is going to turn to Kate and Star and be like, look, we've gone from one extreme thing to another. Can we just take a pause? Okay? Can we pause? We came to see you, but I need a timeout, okay?
For some tea,
Mimosa?
maybe.
No,
Yeah,
it's
tea
mimosa.
and then I'm gonna reach inside my bag and grab out, try to figure out what's the least offensive and hardest of these drugs, and
There are definitely some pacifiers in there.
all right, I'm gonna sit down. I'm like, yes, can we have some tea, please? We need a break. And then she just takes out some candy and like, just looks at Kate like, all right, even this is too much for Beth right now.
She pours you some loose-leafed, unfiltered tea. And all of the tea is in small, filigreed cups that she hands to you and says, yes, please, drink. Relax, take your time. Annabelle,
I'm gonna make sure
rush.
there's no illusions going through it. Like,
There's no illusion on the cup, but you can see, using all of her strength, there's a huge illusion around Annabelle. And she's
I'll let the
maintaining
lady-
it so you can't see through it.
I'm gonna let the old lady keep her secrets. I'm like,
Oh,
but
Annabelle is
I'm
old.
watching her.
Annabelle is
Yeah.
probably late 30s.
All right, I'm gonna let this fortune teller lady be like, you know what? All right, we're good. All right, and I'm gonna sit down, and because we went from one extreme circumstances
it's
to
been a
another
day.
for another, and so at this point, yes, we need to sit down.
The Star is looking. The second person today who's made him.
It's called being a good guest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Star will accept.
Take your time. Talk amongst yourselves. I have plenty of time.
Okay, and she's not gonna talk. She's just gonna look at her tea, and just like, basically try to like. I woke up. I had a mimosa. I went to the gym. I stopped a bomb. My Little Ponies. Jeremy Kyle.
The life of a celebrity.
She's a fortune teller. You can't just tell her everything that's just happened. Like, that ruins
Probably
half
already
the fun.
knows. She probably
Exactly.
already knows.
I already
And-
know. It's fine.
And then she's like, oh, that's right. And she remembers she has purse shrimp.
Mhm.
So she's going to sit and just like try and eat and like, offer some to Kate and Star and Annabelle. Like,
Annabelle, with no pretension, says, thank you, but vegan. But please, feel free to partake of yourself. My kind don't eat flesh.
oh, okay. All right. It's been a day, Annabelle, but we do
I
need your
know.
assistance.
Of course you do.
I did, however, in the course of the day, obtained a really good picture of an explosion and me walking away from it.
I
That's
remember
one
the
thing I
explosion,
remember.
largely because I heard it.
Yeah, it wasn't our best moment.
It was only 6
She
blocks
looked-
away, and I still heard it.
It was 6 blocks away.
Yes.
It was a weapons stash.
Kate,
Now it
we
isn't.
could have called a bomb squad or something to come sort
No.
out.
No, if you call the bomb squad want to know who put it there. Leads to a poor, defenseless, and now innocent man.
See,
The villain
always
is
help
gone.
somebody.
The man that he was infecting. He's innocent. Live and let live. No, I think the gas main explosion, if Excelsior news is to be believed, was the best way forward for everybody.
Yeah,
Kate,
Excuse me, I'm going to move that fucking phone.
Kate, do you think today would be too terrible for your PR efforts, or do you think we're okay? Like, I had a lot of people.
I think
On
we're going
Wednesday.
to be okay. I don't think we're okay yet, but I think we're going to be okay.
I didn't mess things up, did I?
No.
Okay, good.
Well,
I
just
think
feels
when
like-
chaos is going all around, simply riding the wave rather than trying to dry up all the water is the best way to go.
But it's been exciting. It beats being locked in a room. But it's a lot of excitement, and we have to. Oh,
we've got to
She's
decide
like,
on this phrase.
yeah.
That's,
Do you? All right. Do you want to begin, Star?
no, you can go ahead.
Is this what we're going to say? Our final words?
Okay.
Oh no, you're not here to decide that. You're here to ask me what's going to happen next. Points at
Yeah.
the
What's gonna?
points at the ball, points at the tea leaves. Why else would you come to me? Or unless you want me to start talking about the future beyond to guide your words.
I want to know whether we're going to take down the other two. Whether that's in our
Difficult.
destiny.
Nah, you're talking
That's what I want to know.
not about what other people will do, but what you will do. I don't need to see that. You can see that for yourselves.
What I want to know is it the best course of action to go after them or not?
A good question. Left unchecked, they are the actors and you are the reactors. But if you go after them, will you be spending so much time trying to find them that you won't be ready to stop them?
That's true.
Found the other two easily enough.
That's largely because you chose the two most ostentatious. I can guarantee you, whilst those two were being loud and proud, the other two were being insidious. And yet, when their efforts pay off, I dare say it's going to be somewhat explosive, although you already got rid of that threat. Let's see. Collects up all the cups and starts going,
Hey, can you put some vodka in mine next time?
little hard to read vodka, no tea leaves.
Oh.
But if you want, there's some on the sideboard.
Okay, thanks.
As Elizabeth is reaching for the vodka, Star just this glass of vodka he just pulled out of his bag. He's just putting it back as he realizes.
The Mary Poppins bag kind of thing of it's an already poured vodka and goes, no,
Yes.
put it back. Yes. The one who acts with stealth is looking to be a distraction, working very much outside of his wheelhouse. Normally that would be what the Dark Muse would do. I see a man of great girth. He's...
Girth.
Indeed.
Is that Freddy?
No. Although I can see where the... I'd rather not see that. And she flips your cup over and says, no, a different man of a different definition of girth. No,
Okay.
I see him exposing himself in public.
Oh no.
This might be
see-
Freddy again.
I see women and children screaming and running from him.
Maybe
no.
Freddy.
I see.
Yeah.
I see the police. I see
Freddie wouldn't do that.
possible losses of life.
Oh no.
Their threads in the
no.
tapestry being very much placed in danger. I see the destruction of quite a lot of property. This man, he is a brute, and yet normally
I turned
not
to-
so much of one.
I'm looking at Kate to see if Kate looks distressed. Like, is your danger sense going?
This is. I assume this is the future, so I don't think it's going off now, or is
Oh,
she
no,
feeling what's
this
going on
is-
right now? No.
This is the future. I'm trying to look at the payoff.
Is this the distraction? Is this the man?
Almost certainly, but
Threatening.
not one you can hope to ignore. Maybe there is a way
Bobby
of
Ilka.
heading off at the pass. The man, the substantial man, will be compromised, and when he does, he shall expose himself to all. In doing so, he shall endanger you and the path that you're taking. Reacting to this distraction, unfortunately, will be playing into the hands of the others as they try to steal your win from right under your very nose.
Great.
Difficult. Certainly very difficult. Yes. But how? How is this man able to do this? I suppose that damnable knight could probably get into someone's mind for this, but I feel there's more to it. Yes. Yes, here. Machination. Definitely. The trap. Something placed. Something to weaken the mind, weaken the resolve, pull them away from something. Yes, the wolf, needing to separate one from flocks so that they can attack and, I don't know, alter them maybe. Maybe they managed to
This
get them.
reminds me of Nicaragua. They played Macarena until my resolve was weakened, and then Freddie had to send out a bunch of people. But all the while, it was a ruse because they were trying to sabotage the production. So I'm thinking, Ilka. We have to make sure Ilka's all right.
She goes and checks a few more of the cups and says, Ilka is fine. She's well
Oh,
supported.
God damn it. Damn it. I'll try again.
And she
I feel like this is a big game of Clue. Basically, she's treating it like...
Yes. You want to be ahead of the game? You want to play them by reacting, previous reacting, pre-reacting? I guess that's why you come to one such as me, dear. Oh, yes. Yes. I think that's right. Make sure the girthy man is not compromised.
Okay. Can do.
And with all of the cryptic nature of going to a future fortune teller, that is where we're going to finish up for the night. I will give a little bit of an after snippet, I guess, in honor of Dave, who is the king of snippets. After you guys leave, the Annabelle, the fortune teller, waits for the door to close or for the pop of magic in her ears as Star takes you back to the Excelsior building. And she absent-mindedly just fishes the tea leaves out of each of the cups, brings them up to her lips and starts to eat them. She takes hold of a seashell that's nearby, slams it down on the table hard, smashing it, and then taking some of the broken pieces and putting it to her ear and goes, "Cousin, I believe you are right." And with that, we are going to finish up for the night. Big thank you to Helen, David. Again, I should stop reading the fucking Zoom thing. I'll put your name as Dave.
It's fine. I don't mind. It's fine.
Helen, Dave, Joseph and Christy for their story today, and a big thank you to all you guys in chat. I have been reading once I realised that my chat had been frozen, and I have got something of my choice and a vegetable to put in to the next one, and damn you, the return of the monkey, which
And a poster. And a poster.
and
a poster.
yeah, I said I hadn't got the full thing out of the poster.
Yeah.
That I've actually got for the final blow anyway, as a bit of a build up to it.
Ooh.
So technically speaking, next session is session 12. I aimed for 12 sessions, but as much as anybody can aim for a set number of sessions on this, if we have to go an extra one and you guys are all cool with it, then we will do that. But we are going to go for what is effectively the final chaos and the final fight. Okay?
Yes.
What I would probably aim to do is wrap that all up in one session and have like a wind down session where we will half role play and half talk about what you think was going on, where your characters are at the end of this, and then give you a bit of an open question, both you as players, because I've kept you as much in the dark as the damn viewers, and get you to ask what's going on, because this is a 3-part adventure. But I will say you're not allowed to play the same characters in each of the parts.
You good.
Oh no!
Okay.
Someone's gonna play
open,
Beth?
I'm open to interpretation. There could be a possibility of you playing them again. But I will give you an idea of what's going on, and if you still want to play the same character, I will allow it, but that would be much further down the line. So bear in mind, we're not coming back to Excelsior for some time. I've got a lot of other projects that I want to try out in the meantime, but when we come back, which will probably be some point middle to late of next year, I will have a not full player's guide, but I will give you enough to know the next stage of the story.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
the thing you need to concentrate on now is what I've said in the break, but I will say also in front of the viewers, and that is, if right now, how the world is, I know that the parallel world that we're using doesn't have COVID for story reasons, but let's face it, COVID in a weird way brought some people together, brought some stupid idiots to light as they started saying no to not dying, and other such things. So this world still has at its core a lot of the problems that it's had for a while. All the way throughout this, I've been talking about how we as human beings don't make life easy for ourselves. In fact, we make it bloody hard for ourselves. So my question would be for you all, if there was one Inception-style phrase that you want everybody in the world just to consider. You can't guarantee that they'll agree with it. You can't guarantee that it will change their opinions. But if you were to get one thing for people to consider, or to consider the merits of, an ideal to consider the merits of, what would it be? Because ultimately, if you do win, if you do beat the crown and you beat the cup, that's what you're going to be putting out into the world, and it will influence the next chapter. Okay, so there's a lot of the next chapter I haven't been able to write yet because it depends on what the current emergents do now. Okay. Anyway, big thank you to you all. Big thank you to the viewers. I'm not going to raid tonight, but I would recommend just looking online. I think Kate will be on.
Depriving us of 250 points. How dare you? I'm never going to get to 10 for the final.
250 points?
Yeah, don't we get 250 points when we raid?
Do we? I didn't know that. I'm too busy running stuff behind the scenes to know what happens when you view. Okay, in that case, we are going to raid then. We will very quickly raid Kate Madison.
For capitalist
I didn't know that.
we'll raid.
I'm too busy capitalist reasons giving everybody channel points. We are going to raid. Fair enough. Okay, in that case, we are going to raid then. We will very quickly raid Kate Madison.
For capitalist
I didn't know. Just realised I can hear the stream. Let's get this done. So Raid, Kate, Madison. And then I'm going to sugar crash like I haven't sugar crashed in a very long time. Good night, everybody. And join us tomorrow night for the next episode of The Benefactor, where finally I will drag Kate kicking and screaming into her bloody mother's shop so she can finally have that showdown with her family.
Okay.
I know, she thought she could get away with it by going off and having a paid acting gig and all the rest of it. I know, it's just excuses. It's excuses. But yeah, I'll finally get her there. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you later.
Good night, all.
Bye.